Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So for those of you that are new here, my name is Kadeem. For those of you that are returning to my channel, you'll notice that this video is slightly different because I'm not actually going to be doing any makeup in today's video, and also as you can see my background is a little bit different. I just decided rather than actually sitting in my makeup studio and doing it, I'll just be sat like in my room just kind of talking really, because this video is to summarise up the general election that is happening on the 12th of December. I'm filming this video on the 27th, so yesterday was the last day to actually register to vote. So for those of you that have done that, well done. Like, it is imperative we really vote on this election. It's just really important that we actually use our voice that we do have and try and impact our future for the best. So the reason I'm making this video is because I have a lot of friends who want to vote, but they just don't know who to vote for. There is just so much online, and even myself, I still do get really confused and kind of just like overwhelmed when I do actually try and read about politics and all the different parties and the policies. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking through each party and just going through their key points. But it's mainly just to kind of inform you guys quickly on what each party really stands for, and I'll be going through like kind of their manifesto key points just so you have an idea of what they are intending to do if they do get into power or if they continue in power, because yeah, there is a lot. So obviously I will reference all of my links that I've used to get my information in the description box below. So obviously if you do want to have any further research of yourself to kind of make a more educated decision before you do vote, then I will leave that all there for you. Because I already know who I am going to be voting for, I'm going to try and be as unbiased as I possibly can whilst giving the information of the parties. I mean, it's not going to be 100% completely unbiased, because that's just impossible because of my views I already have. But I am going to try my best to, rather than just slate other parties, I'm just going to talk about what they stand for, and then at the end I probably will talk about my own views and then talk about why I would go in for them rather than others. So I may add a little bit of unbiasedness at the end, just talking about my own beliefs, but for the majority of it, it will be completely unbiased, just to educate you guys on each different party, because I'm not here to convince you who to vote for. I'm just trying to tell you why each party deserves your vote if it is something you do believe in. If you do kind of see me looking away, it is because I've got my notebook of notes that I kind of wrote to talk about. Then I also do have other websites that I can refer to as well on my laptop in front of me. So if I am like looking away, it purely is to look at those. But I'm going to try and edit out much of the me looking away, so hopefully I am kind of just rather talking to you rather than talking to my laptop screen. So the parties running in this election are Conservative, who are currently already in power at the moment. And then you have Labour, the Liberal Democrats, Green Party, the Brexit Party, UKIP, and Independent Group for Change. So yeah, they are the parties that are up for election. So to start off with, I will be talking about the Conservatives, and so they are currently in power at the moment with Boris Johnson, the leader of the Conservatives, who is our current Prime Minister at the moment. And one of their first top priority is to bring back the withdrawal agreement bill to Parliament before Christmas, and they aim to achieve Brexit by January time. So for those of you that don't know, the withdrawal agreement bill is to do with Brexit, and that sets in place how the UK will make divorce bill payments to the EU after their departure. And it will also introduce the new protocol with Ireland, and including the customs and regulatory borders between Northern Ireland and Great Britain. It also includes how the European Court of Justice still plays a part of the UK after Brexit. It also gives ministers a lot of power to change the law through a secondary legislation without the need of an MP's vote. So then the next policy is £20.5 billion of additional funding for the NHS in England by the years 2023 and 24. They are aiming to have 50 million more GP appointments available, and they also have the intention of having 50,000 more nurses. With the 50,000 more nurses, again, this is me being unbiased, and it was actually, I think it came out today or the last few days, that the figures of the 50,000 nurses that they are intending of employing, 19,000 of them are currently employed already by the NHS, and they just believe that they can stop them from leaving and getting different work. So the real figure is technically 31,000 more nurses for the NHS. I don't know why they didn't just say that rather than adding on the figure of of what they estimate that they are going to be able to convince to stay working alongside the NHS. It would have been a lot easier if they kind of just stated with the 30,000 rather than exaggerate, because then it just makes them seem less trustworthy. And again, that is me. I'm trying to be unbiased, but this is fact of what has happened in the last few days. So they also plan to have 20,000 more police officers working in England and Wales, and they plan to have that done in the next 3 years. But again, this is fact. I'm not being biased again. That since 2010, with the Conservatives in power, we have the exact figure of officers we have lost is 21,732 due to cuts from the Conservatives. So they are promising to rectify that by employing another 20,000 officers in the next 3 years, but then they still haven't fully rectified the amount that they have cut budget-wise, because they still haven't taken on as many as they have cut. So we are still under on police officers, and again, it's really hard to be unbiased, but again, it's just fact that we have lost over 21,000 police officers in the last 10 years, and that is due to having a Conservative-run government. They don't plan to have any rises in tax or national income tax, national insurance, or VAT. And they also want to introduce an Australian-based immigration system. So yeah, so like Australia, they kind of, you have to like hit a certain amount of points before they accept you to immigrate into the country, and that is what the Conservative Party also want to try and introduce into the UK. Yeah, another policy as well is that they want to try and reach net zero in emissions by the year of 2030. And again, I really care about the climate, and as you see, like from my videos of like products I use, I try and be ethical and stuff like that, and more sustainable. So yeah, again, it's a good thing now that all parties are keeping the environment as a priority in their manifesto, which usually is never a priority for most parties. So it's nice to see that all parties are actually stepping up in this election, and they are trying to make a change in our environment. Moving on to Labour, and the leader of Labour is called Jeremy Corbyn. So if Labour do come into power, that is who would be our Prime Minister. Okay, so with Labour's top priorities, they are saying that they've got a 400 billion national transformation fund, and the way they are going to distribute this money is that they are going to distribute 250 billion for energy, transport, and the environment, and they're going to try and distribute the other 150 billion for schools, hospitals, and housing. Another policy is £75 billion to be spent on 100,000 council homes a year by the year 2024, and also 50,000 more homes, 50,000 more affordable homes a year through housing associations. They want to try and introduce free full fibre broadband in every home and business by the year of 2030. Wage is a big thing for the Labour, and they want to try and raise the minimum wage to a living wage of £10 per hour for all ages. And their stand on Brexit, they are wanting to hold another referendum. Another thing they want to do is with state pension, the age of when you receive your pension is increasing, and they want to freeze that one at the age of 66. So then that's when you would receive your pension rather than it increasing to the age of 70. They want to introduce a national care service, and this idea was proposed 20 years ago but was deemed too expensive. But now they are really wanting to enforce it again, and it is already enforced in Scotland, but they want it to be all over the UK. And this basically means that all for elderly people that they will receive free care for all their day-to-day needs, like their washing, their dressing, and medication. They want to bring forward the net zero target for emissions, and they are aiming to do so by 2030. Next up is Liberal Democrats, and the leader of this party is Joe Swinson. Their top priority is to just completely stop Brexit and don't even hold another referendum, just completely stop it. The money that they obviously get from stopping Brexit will be put back into public services over the next 5 years. Another thing as well is they are quite huge with climate change, and they are wanting to spend 20 billion a year alone just tackling climate change. So yeah, they want to do a 1p per pound rise on income tax to be spent on health and social care. So from this, they are aiming to have an increase of £26 billion for the NHS budget by the years 2023-24. So they're aiming to recruit 20,000 more teachers and increase school funding by £10.6 billion by the year 24-25. Another policy is that they want to bring in free childcare. So any child between the age of 2 to 4 receives free childcare for up to 38 hours a week for 48 weeks a year. They are aiming to generate 80% of electricity from renewable sources. So again, obviously that ties in with what they want to do for climate change. Another policy that they are quite big on is that the idea of legalizing cannabis, especially for medicinal purposes. Another thing they want to do is that for people on a 0-hour contract, they actually want to increase their rate of pay. So because they are because it is unreliable work, they want to obviously just increase that pay as opposed to someone that is on like hourly contract, just so then they to help financially. So with the Lib Dems as well, they are also wanting to resettle 10,000 refugees a year. So they have promised to build 300,000 homes a year. That is the official UK target at the moment, but last year the government only met 220,000 homes. So Lib Dem are actually promising to ensure they will reach the target if they do come into power. So the next party is the Independent Group of Change, and the leader is Anna Soubry. I think I've pronounced that right. And yeah, I couldn't find too much information about this group, but their main parties are they are wanting to hold another referendum on Brexit. When it comes to climate change, they want to achieve carbon net zero by the year 2045. They are very environmental, so they want to try and transition out the sale of new petrol and diesel cars by the year 2030, and they also want to phase out all non-essential plastics by the year 2025. That is the only really key points I could find on this party. So the next party is the Green Party, and their leaders are Jonathan Bartley and Sean Berry. So the top priorities of Green Party, they are wanting to spend £100 billion per year to tackle climate change. They're trying to ensure net zero carbon emissions by the year 2030. They want to try and pursue a new Green Deal, including a structural transformation of the way of the economy works. They're trying to create more than 1 million new jobs through green investment. They want to introduce a People's Vote Bill, to try and implement another referendum on Brexit, and their policy is to remain if that does occur. So when it comes to the NHS, they are wanting to invest an extra £6 billion per year into the NHS until the year 2030, and they are wanting to invest a further £1 billion per year for nursing higher education. They are trying to remove fossil fuels from the economy. They are wanting to plant 700 million trees by 2030. They're trying to encourage farmers to adopt more greener practices, and they are wanting to try and reduce the amount of meat consumption. They are wanting to build 100,000 zero carbon homes as well for the economy. Another thing the Green Party want to do is they want to scrap all tuition fees. So those that are paying £9,000 a year, all fees will be scrapped in the future, and those that are currently at university or have been there that had the £9,000 a year student fees, then all their debt will also be scrapped. They are wanting to improve the energy efficiency in homes, and they're wanting to get 10 million homes in the top energy rating in the next 10 years. Another thing, because as you see, the Green Party theme is very climate based and environmentally friendly, so they are wanting to also ban the use of single-use plastics. They're wanting to invest £4.5 billion a year into social care, so that again, like the elderly will receive free personal care. So the next party I'll be talking about is the Brexit Party, and the leader of this party is Nigel Farage, and you may recognise his name because he was the former leader of UKIP. So their top priority is they want to leave all the institutions of the EU and revert completely back to UK law. They want to negotiate a free trade deal with the EU and want this done by the 1st of July 2020. They want to leave the EU, see, as you can tell by the name, Brexit Party, and they want to move to the World Trade Organization trading rules if the free trade agreement cannot be struck. They want £200 billion spending programme on infrastructure, Wi-Fi and services for young people. So another thing is that they don't want any privatisation of the NHS at all. They want it to stay free and public. They want it to stay free, a free publicly owned service for all of us to receive. They want to reduce annual immigration, again, by going on a points-based system and tackle down on all illegal immigration that happens in the UK. Another policy for theirs is that they want to try and cut VAT on domestic fuel, and they also want to do other tax cuts, including reduction of tax cuts on corporation tax. They want to ban the UK from exporting their waste, so all waste that we do create every year, they want it to be completely disposed of and recycled in our own country and not taken anywhere else. We want to try and ensure that there's free broadband in deprived regions and that also free Wi-Fi on all public transport. Another thing they want to get rid of is they want to get rid of the TV licence that's currently in place from the BBC. They want to completely abolish all inheritance tax. When it comes to student loans, they want to completely abolish any interest that is incurred through student loans as well. And the final party is UKIP, and the leader of UKIP is Patricia Mountain. So when it comes to UKIP, their policies are they are wanting to leave the EU immediately with no deal whatsoever. They want to cut immigration down to low sustainable levels. They want to spend £5.4 billion a year on 30,000 more doctors and 40,000 more nurses. And they want education in schools to focus on making the UK more self-sufficient. So yeah, UKIP are also wanting to reverse the introduction of LGBT, inclusive and sex and relationship education in schools. So yeah, that's kind of me talking through the main points of each party that is running for Parliament at the moment. Personally, for me, I am voting Labour just because I feel like this party is what I agree with the most and their policies resonate with my own beliefs. So this video isn't made for anyone to be like, vote Labour. I don't want it to come across as that. I'm just saying, personally, that's who I am voting for just because, like I said, like I resonate with their policies over other parties, but obviously we're all different and we all have different beliefs, but that's just my honest opinion. So I hope you guys have found this informative as possible, and I hope I have really simplified it down for anyone that's confused. All the information that I have found, I will link it below. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget that our voice, like everyone's voice really matters, and make sure you do actually get to the polling station on December 12th, because I think it was something like, it was a ridiculous amount of people didn't actually vote in the last election, especially those aged 18 to 25. We are I think we are the biggest age group in the UK currently, we are one of the biggest, and the majority of our age group did not vote in the last election, and what we say really does impact. A lot of people think there's no point voting, but it really will make an impact with everyone's voice. So it is really imperative you guys do actually read up, do your research, and get a really informed decision on what each party stands for, and make sure it's something you agree with, and don't just listen to someone because they're telling you to do it, make sure you do make your own informative decision. I really hope I have helped you in making your decision on what to do on election day. But yeah, don't forget, December 12th, make sure you do get to a polling station. But yeah, so I thank you guys for watching.